So, an important thing to recognize is your understanding of what writing is will influence your teaching of writing in the classroom. And so, the more you understand about different theories of writing and different approaches to writing instruction, the more likely you are able to really be very intentional about how you develop a writing community in your classroom and how you teach writing. So, I really want you to have a broad understanding of what writing is, and I want you to have knowledge of all kinds of different theories and approaches to teaching writing so you can select the best approaches for your teaching. And this is complicated stuff. So one thing that I've done for you, in fact, this is my colleague Dr. Grace Kang and I have done, is we've worked together to create a framework to help educators to critically examine writing pedagogy, to really think about what's happening in their classrooms and where it fits in terms of different approaches to writing across different components of writing instruction. So I'll let you look at the framework in more detail. It's going to be important for you to read it. But basically, it starts with this idea of writing as a product. So the first approach that you'll see on the left of the chart is thinking about writing as a product, and then you'll work across, as you work across the chart, you'll see approaches to writing instruction that are based on more of a cognitive strategy instruction approach, and then a process orientated approach to writing, and then a more social cultural approach to writing, and a more critical approach to writing instruction. And not only do you have those 5 different approaches, but then we've looked at each one of those in terms of like a different dimension of writing. So you'll see in terms of genre, in terms of grammar and language, in terms of technology and digital media, in terms of audience, agency and participation, and then finally in terms of what those approaches look like from the perspective of curriculum and assessment. So there's a lot going on there, and I'd like you to take a really close look at this framework because it's going to help you to support sort of thinking about different types of writing instruction and how, again, like how I want you to come away from this course being an agent for your students, being an advocate for your students, being able to recognize what they need. And I also just want to say a couple of words about this framework. I do want to admit, to acknowledge that I would like to see more teachers work towards a social cultural and a critical approach to their teaching of writing. I think that's really important for all students, and particularly for students from non-dominant communities. However, while the product-based approach I would be highly critical of, there are components of all the other approaches that can be helpful for your students. So you should be aware of all of these different kinds of approaches to be the best teacher that you can be. And we'll be talking more about these approaches and using this table several times during this course. So I really, if you can start to understand this now, it's going to be really beneficial to you and to your future students. Thank you.